Okay, first we get the butter, we soften it. We used a half of a stick of that Kerrygold butter. And then we soften it and we smush it all around. We get it all nice and juicy and soft. And then we start adding sugars. So we add about 3/4 cup. This is about a 1/4 cup. And then a 1/2 cup of coconut sugar. And again, I don't measure everything perfect, but I get that in there. And then I'll stir that all in there, making sure that it's all nice and smooth, getting it blended in there. Takes a little bit. You can see that it's starting to absorb into the butter. Eli's over here. He's learning how to make cookies too. These are our yummy healthy cookies, our guiltless ones. The Kerrygold is really nice because it's all organic and grass-fed cows. So they don't have any of the hormones or anything like that. The coconut sugar doesn't raise your blood sugar levels as much as regular sugar would. So first we add in the coconut sugar, and then we'll add in the xylitol. So we don't have very much left. So about 3/4 cup again of that xylitol. You can see that our family, we love making these cookies. We use it all the time. The xylitol is extracted from fruits and veggies, the sugar, and it's actually very good for your teeth and your bones. You just want to be careful not to, obviously, in moderation, not too much of it. Just like with any other kind of sugars or any other food, actually. Everything in moderation. So make sure that that's all nice and blended in, and you can see now you've got a nice consistency starting. And we always just work within the small container because we don't want to have too much cookies. And one rule of thumb is always give some away. Don't keep it all for yourself. Otherwise, you'll get back. Next. Again, I don't measure anything. We have our vanilla, pure vanilla extract. We just do a little dab of it. Get that. And then stir that in. So it's all nice and stirred in there now. All blended. Next. Organic brown eggs. So there's 1 egg. So there we go. Stir in that 1 egg first. Eli's getting excited. He likes to take little tiny bites of this. The nice thing is these cookies are also gluten-free, and everybody tends to like them, which is why we're creating this little video, because it's easier to show than it is to write. Second egg. Stir it all up. Stir it all up. Huh. Eli's enjoying some of his food over there. We make all of his food from scratch, or just about all of his food. So you make sure that the eggs are all nice and stirred in. And then after your eggs are nice and stirred in, then you'll do a dash of salt. So we had these Trader Joe's different salts of the earth. So they all carry different minerals. But again, I don't really measure. I just kind of sprinkle in and stir. Typically, if I had cinnamon, which we ran out of cinnamon, I would add cinnamon to this recipe as well, or any other spices, but we'll just keep it nice and simple for everybody here. Next, we have our almond flour. And this is the big reason why we want to be able to show you guys this here, is with the almond flour, you'll do a couple of scoops and then stir. Oops. Get it all nice and stirred in. So far I've used about close to a cup. Eli wants to help. He's excited as he grows. The last thing that we ever want to do with Eli is tell him, like, no, you can't have treats, but give him a nice alternative to your traditional sugars and also your traditional flours. So a lot of times we'll use almond flour, we'll use buckwheat flours, we'll use oat flour, all different types of flours, brown rice flour. So now that that one there's all nice and stirred in, we'll do 2 more scoops. So again, these are half cups, so that's about 2 cups there. You can see just how that consistency is starting to thicken up like you'd see with regular flour. Now, one thing with these types of cookies, I usually bake them at 375, and it varies. I would say probably close to 15 minutes for the cookie, but you just want to kind of check your oven and see when the cookies start to brown, and they don't necessarily rise, but they'll stay in that same form that you put it in if you make it the right consistency. So you can see it's just starting to get a little bit thicker. And we'll do actually another, I'd say let's do 1 scoop at a time now, just to see how it starts to thicken up, because you want it nice and thick. But with the almond flour, it's hard to put it at an exact recipe because I don't ever measure different things except for the butter and the eggs. So we will actually do another scoop of almond flour. Yeah, huh? You're learning how to make cookies, huh? Yeah. Do you like these cookies? Are they yummy? Are they yummy, Eli? Yeah. So you can see how the consistency is starting to change on us. Starting to thicken up. And personally, I would add even a little bit more almond flour because it's still a little too runny. So we are going on, what is that, 3 cups now? I don't remember exactly. See, that's where I lose track. I'm like, I don't know how many cups it's been. I just look at the consistency of how it looks and how it feels to the spoon as I start to smush more in there. And if I had almonds at the house, I would chop almonds and put chopped almonds in here, or any other kind of nut. See, it's still pretty thick over here. I mean, not thick. It's still a little too thin, so I'd sprinkle maybe just a little bit more in. No. And it may depend differently on the type of butter you use. I don't know if you use margarine or if you use butter. But now you can see it's starting to get into a very nice consistency. And then the last cookies we use little bit of this preserve, which is organic honey and organic apples that Daniel's aunt made. So the last one I did 2 scoops of this in there, just because I thought it would be yummy. So we'll do it again with that. You don't have to do it with that. And then we use these quick gluten-free oats because I don't do very well with gluten. So I just sprinkle those in there. Mix the oats in there. And mix the oats in there. It's so much fun trying to videotape with Eli. And yes, sometimes we get the stuff all over the place. Another thing is make sure you wash your hands before. Oop! Elusha, what'd you do, honey? So this won't be a video we post. I was hoping it could be, but we'll see if we can edit that little part out. So now you can see your oats are all nice and blended. The last time I did use granola too, I used a gluten-free granola in it, and it had a nice crunch to it, but we ran out of granola too, so we don't have granola here. But the granola makes it super yummy, so if you have granola, add that to it too. When you just add in, we use dark chocolate chips because I love dark chocolate. And you just mix those in. Now you got a yummy, delicious cookie dough. So you can see that consistency. See it? Just like regular cookie dough. We hope that you enjoyed this lovely little video and hope that it helps. And if you have any questions, please feel free to give us a phone call and I can explain any of it to you. Bye.